I am the host, Richard Ravenbrook, a man, a life coach, and a spiritual mentor who has endeavored to find real spiritual truth and self-enlightenment. With experiences in various ministry types, pagan traditions, and even magical paths. With a love for Mother Earth and the balance of life, I work to channel spirit and to help educate and mentor those striving to deconstruct from mainstream religion and to empower them to find the divinity within themselves and to the truth around them. The messages are focused on everyday life, creating an environment of real coexistence, a world of mutual respect, love, and dignity. The pagan preacher is all things, the preacher and the pagan, speaking from the wisdom of spirit. Welcome, everybody. I am the pagan preacher. Welcome to the Ravenbrook. Before we begin, let us begin de-stressing and pushing away the stresses of life. Let's take that breath in and breathing in the peace of mind and emotional balance. And then let us push out those stresses of life, those worries. For the next few minutes, the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, let us just listen. Let us receive what it is that Spirit would have us to receive. Today, what I want to talk about is becoming all that we can be. Offering wisdom, instruction, and guidance into being the most powerful, magical person that you possibly can be. Understanding who you are and what you can do is the key, most fundamental learning that we can do as a practitioner of any spiritual path that has magical overtones. Even in Christianity, because even Jesus said if you had the faith of a mustard seed, you could move that mountain. And he meant physically move that mountain. Just as those that term themselves as witches or magis, we use different rituals and different tools, but it's all the same. The belief that is within us, the faith that is within us, the lack of doubt that resides within us. Hopefully, it resides within us. Because doubt is the enemy of magic and miracles. We cannot doubt. We must believe that what we do not only is going to happen, but it already is happening. That as we speak, it is manifesting right now. And the universe is beginning to change as we pronounce the syllables in our words. That we can manifest positivity, emotional well-being. We can manifest the financial needs that we have in our life. We can manifest love in our life. We can change everything with our intent and our spoken word. But what we have to do above all things is believe that what we say will occur. And that's hard sometimes, isn't it? It's hard when we are beaten mentally from children We are taught things and then told that they're not true. From birth, we are, how do you say this? That we are browbeaten with doubt. Let me give an example of this, because I know that's not very clear, but even as birth, many of us were taught that there was Santa Claus. We were told by the people that we loved the most that there was a Santa Claus. And then later on in life, we were told that that wasn't true. But we believed in that, didn't we? We believed in everything from the Easter Bunny to the Tooth Fairy to whatever it may be, whether it be a specific religion or whatever it is. These things manifested the power of doubt in our lives. It triggered a response within us to not trust even the things that we believe the most or the people that we trust the most. What we have to do is deconstruct. We have to understand that even with good intentions, bad things occurred. I mean, I know our parents love us, and they would never do anything to hurt us in that aspect. But I believe society as a whole has done many damaging things spiritually without actually understanding the repercussions of their actions. Because doubt limits us, it restricts us, it cripples us. We have to believe in what we are and what we can do. In order to do that, we've got to bring our children up to believe that the spoken word is power, that your intent is the feeling or the emotional place that you are at the time that you speak it. Because sometimes our words don't match our intent, do they? We can say one thing that we feel another. We're just saying what we believe we need to say. In magic and miracles, our intent needs to match the words that come out of our mouth. We have to believe that it's going to happen. You know, reaching that point of enlightenment and power when it comes to the magical realm, the spiritual realm, it isn't about what leader you follow, what mentor you follow. It's all about you and what you believe to be true and what you believe in yourself. And do we trust ourselves? Do you trust yourself? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see someone small? Do you see that magical person that you want to see? Ask yourself, why? Why do you feel the way you do? Why, or what is lacking in your life? If you say no. Belief in ourselves is the key to understanding who we are. It's the key to unlocking the power that's within you. We walk upon this earth. We're taught indoctrination in schools. We're taught that we should follow certain rules and certain laws and certain religions. But we're never taught the true spiritual power that resides within us. We're taught that it's evil or it's wrong. We're lied to about different teachers like Jesus, we're instructed that we shouldn't follow anything that resembles a cult or the word spirit in it. And what happens when those things happen? We become nothing but a fleshly vessel walking around trying to read words and don't understand the thing that we're reading. We can't interpret spiritual things in the flesh. We can only interpret spiritual things from spirit in spirit. In order to do that, we have to learn to tap within ourselves. You know, I can get this from an old Egyptian. I believe it even comes from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, but it's also within Scripture. You know, and it says that not to look outwardly for things, but to look inwardly for things. That the kingdom of spirit is within us. The power is within us. It's not in any teacher. It's not in any book. It's not in any ritual. It's not in any practice. What it is you understanding who you are and what you can do when you believe in what you're doing. That when you speak those words, it will, without doubt, occur in time. That you are manifesting that change. And yes, you can manifest bad change, wrong change. It is of the utmost importance for you to understand, like I said, to understand your intent and where you are emotionally. You know, we're talking about how to become what it is that we seek. Most of us, as whatever you want to term it as, you know, some people term it as witch. Some people don't like the word witch. Some people like the word magi, magician. Some people use the word sorcerer. These are all just terms. Some people even still use the word warlock. These are all just terms. Truth in itself, broken down to the very beginning, when we go back to the original source of truth and the element that binds everything together, those terms mean nothing. We label ourselves so people can identify with us, but labels can also hinder us. Labels can restrict us. Because in any spirituality, we evolve. When dealing with spiritual matters, things change. You will change. Your belief will change. As you grow, so will your spirituality. As you learn, as you progress, things will change. And people will tell you that you're kind of wishy-washy, or you're not sure of where you are or what you want to be. Ignore the haters. Follow that leading. Keep following that leading, and you will find your way. Because the path to that source isn't merely one path. Because we can't learn everything that we need to learn on that path. Because on every path is a lesson. But all those lessons are on different paths. Some of us learn different ways. And we can use the hard things and the bad things in our life as those lessons. accepting those things as lessons and moving on to a different path, a new path. But spirituality evolves. Belief in ourselves. There's so many things out there in the world that want to tear that belief down or that faith within ourselves. Sometimes even ourselves, when we feel confused and we're not even sure what the truth is, or we're not even sure exactly what we are. Understand that that is fine. It's perfectly acceptable to feel that. Because people have forced these labels, that it's sometimes hard for us to move about in life without a label. Why can't we just call ourselves seekers? Because that's what we are, isn't it? We're seekers of the truth. We're seekers of more. We're seekers of the greater things and the hidden mysteries of this earth and this universe. I don't need to label myself, and you don't need to label yourself. Just call yourself a seeker if you need to. Understand that your spirituality will evolve. And it does so to enhance and to grow and to manifest that belief that's within you, that faith. Because that's exactly what faith is an undeniable belief without doubt. And to be that person of magic, to be that person of miracles, to be that healer, whoever it is that you feel that you are, in order to be that person, we've got to find ourselves within. We have to reconnect with spirit. Get out of just the fleshly mode that society has just... How do you really put these into words that I think we all understand? I think partially you will understand what I'm saying, that this world is so fleshly, so materialistic, that we forget about spirit. You cannot be that magical person in the flesh unless you're dealing with dark sources that do the work for you. But what I'm talking about here today is becoming that person yourself. Being that person that can move those mountains with their own words, can heal with their own words, and by a simple touch, can change things, can know things, because they can tap into something that isn't available for those only in the flesh. I urge you again, find yourself within in order to be that person without, on the out. Understand who you are inside. Listen to that small voice that's within you. We start these services, these podcasts, we start these by taking that breath, that moment of relaxation and letting go, that moment of just pushing out everything so that we can receive that message in its fullness. The message today is what? Be all that you can be on your path of magic and miracles. And how do we do that? We learn not to doubt. We learn to believe in ourselves. We learn to understand our intentions and our own emotions and how they affect the outcome of our spoken words and our intent. We know that we can make change upon this earth and in our lives. That we learn these things not to alter or hurt anyone, but we do so that we can live the life that we were meant to live, that we can live a joyful and a prosperous life. And I'm not talking about just financially, I'm talking about all matters, spiritually, having someone in your life to love, to having, even having the physical things in life that we need for comfort, for enjoyment. All these things are about the life experience. It's all about experiencing life, and you weren't meant to be here to only experience sorrow and pain and suffering. You were meant to experience everything. And if you're that person that has only experienced pain and suffering and grief, then I urge you to truly listen to this message, because this is the doorway out. That tomorrow when you wake up is a new day. And the first thing that you think, the first thing that you say, manifest. Work to change everything within your mind, within your heart, within your life. Speak positive affirmations. Speak positive things, even if you don't feel it, maybe even if you can't quite believe it yet. Speak it nonetheless. Speak it until you believe it. Speak it until you see it. That is the way out. Refuse, absolutely refuse to quit or to stop. Just keep pushing forward. Ignore the haters. Focus on the voice that's within. Focus on the task at hand, and that is being all that you can be. Be the most powerful magician in this world. Be the greatest magi in this world. Be the most powerful white witch in this world, whatever it may be. I'm telling you, the door is open. The door is open and the lessons are here. But it all starts within you. It all starts with you believing what it is that's within you. You want to say, well, where do I start on this journey? I hear that so much. I say, start within. What does that mean? It means go home, sit on your bed, sit on your couch, find that quiet space, wherever it may be, in the forest, at the park, wherever. And try not to think, but just be still. Breathe. Focus on that breathing. Focus on that relaxation. Pushing out the stresses of life. And just focusing on the things that are taking place within you. Focus on those things. Listen carefully. Your heart, your mind, and your soul will all work together to guide you where you need to be. You don't have to understand everything I'm saying. All you have to do is understand the most simplest aspect of the very basics of what I'm saying. Trust yourself. Yes, you might make mistakes, but trust yourself nonetheless. Because if you make a mistake, that was a lesson, and you won't make that mistake again. But you push on, you keep believing, you keep manifesting, And you will begin to see those changes. You will begin to see those manifestations happen in your life. But it all started with belief. True faith. Not in a specific god or goddess, but faith in yourself. Faith in the magic that you hold. Faith in the fact that you can manifest and do anything on this earth because of who you are within you. You are a spirit in a fleshly body. And that spirit has no limitations of the physical source. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I am the Pagan Preacher, and this is the Ravenbrook Sanctuary. We ask you to please consider subscribing to the podcast, and always remember you can visit us at theravensbrook.com. Be blessed, everybody, and blessed be. Thank you, everyone. This is Richard Ravenbrook. From my heart to yours, I hope you are blessed. Please be a blessing. Share these podcasts. Share my short videos. Tell the world the work that's being done. Help me open the minds of those so closed. Help me bring into the fold those seeking truth and enlightenment. Be blessed.